Hey, welcome and welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'm your favorite frugal introvert, Jerry. I get paid monthly, but I budget weekly, and I'm learning how to both manage my money and how to make more of it. So what's up, y'all? Happy whatever day this is. I hope y'all are doing well today. Drop down in the comments below and let me know how you're doing today. So today's video might be kind of a long one. It's going to be a budget with me, and I normally don't do separate videos just for budget with me's because I kind of go over them pretty quickly, but I feel like this budget with me deserves a video of its own because it's going to be a little bit different from what I usually do and from what you're used to seeing me do on this channel. But before I hop into the video, as always, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, comment, share, and hit that notification bell so that you never miss another upload. So I know you guys are used to me doing weekly budgets, and I even mentioned that in my intro, that I get paid monthly, but I budget weekly. So I am still gonna budget weekly, but I'm also gonna be doing a monthly budget. So I used to do monthly budgets when I first started budgeting, and I felt like they weren't really working out for me, which is why I switched over to the weekly budgeting. But I'm going back to the monthly budgeting for the last few months of the year, just because I need to make sure that I save specific amounts for different categories. However, I am still gonna be doing a weekly budget just so I can give you guys some content every week, and I'm also gonna be cash stuffing every single week. So is it weird to be doing a monthly budget and a weekly budget? Maybe, but we're gonna see how this turns out. The past 2 months, for whatever reason, I actually over budgeted. So I budgeted more than my actual income. So I'm thinking that if maybe I do a monthly budget, that will prevent that issue from happening, but we won't know until the end of October. So let's go ahead and hop into this budget. So like I mentioned earlier, I do get paid only once a month. So my paycheck is $2,678.69. I am doing a zero-based budget this month. So that should leave me with $0 at the end of the month, right? So I already know exactly how much my bills are gonna be. My bills are gonna total $925.69. So my rent is $588.06. I always send $90 to my partner for my share of the Verizon bill. I am on his plan. The internet is gonna be $54.99. I'm gonna move $100 over to debt for my student loans. My Bluehost is gonna be $7.62. My HP ink is gonna be $4.35. And then this is something that is also kind of new. I don't really do it that often, but I'm gonna try and make this a habit, but I wanna start actually budgeting in a buffer. So my buffer is gonna be $80.67. I know that's a weird amount, but that was the 67 cents was the amount of change that I had left over. So I said, well, I'll just leave it in the bank account and use that as a buffer. All right, so as far as my variable expenses, I am gonna budget $250 this month for groceries, $75 for gas, $50 for personal items, $75 for eating out / fun, $40 for home, and then $50 for miscellaneous. So all of that is gonna total $540. My Roth IRA is gonna get its usual $300. My emergency fund, which is my savings, is gonna get $100, and then I'm going to invest $100 into my Robinhood account this month. So that's totaling $500. And then lastly is my sinking funds and my savings challenges. That's gonna total $713. Now I know you guys are looking at this and you guys are probably like, Jerry, like, where are all the rest of the sinking funds? Where are all the savings challenges? I know I had to cut out a bunch of those. So I still have them. I didn't completely get rid of them, but they are not gonna be priorities for me for this month. I talked about having to get some work done to my car. It is an older car. As time progresses, you're gonna have to put a little bit of work into it to maintain it. So if I wanna get all the work done, it's gonna cost about $2,000. It seems like a lot of money, but I really don't feel like it's a lot of money considering the fact that this is the most money I've ever had to put into this car since I've had it. Aside from the time that I almost totaled it, but that's a completely different story, and I did not have to actually pay for any of that work to be done. It was covered by my insurance. A deer hit me. I did not hit the deer hit me, okay? But other than that, I really haven't had to have any major repairs, any major work done to it. I found all of this out when I took my car last month to get an oil change and a tire rotation, and then they always do like a courtesy inspection. They said that none of the issues that they found needed immediate attention besides needing to replace the engine air filter. That's the only thing that needs immediate attention, and that's only gonna be maybe like $36. I also need to get a new right headlight The mounts above the headlight are loose, so I guess that means that eventually the headlight may just fall out, and that's ghetto. I'm not about to ride around with one headlight, so we got to get that fixed. The tire pressure sensors need to be fixed as well. I do have a bit of fluid leakage, transmission fluid and the power steering fluid. I'm gonna have to get my brake pads replaced probably around like my next oil change. For this month, I am going to be putting $200 in my car maintenance sinking fund. The car maintenance is really the biggest reason as to why I want to do this monthly budget. I really want to be able to save the $2,000 by the end of the year, if not sometime in January. So I do want to save $77 from my medical sinking fund. That $77 is going to fully fund my $500 medical sinking fund. I'm also going to put $50 into my Uncle Sam envelope, which is for my taxes. That $50 is also going to fully fund my taxes envelope. The goal was $500 for that. I want to put $30 into the YouTube envelope. Of course, I have my $46 for my subscriptions and my $96 for my car insurance payment. I want to give my personal envelope $50 for this month. I'm going to put $10 into my business envelope, $50 into my fund sinking fund. And then here's a new one that you guys have not seen yet, but I do now have a Thanksgiving envelope, and I'm going to put $20 in that. I've got a birthdays envelope, $20 into that. I'm gonna put $29 into my Christmas envelope, and that is going to get me to my goal of $252. So I will finish that challenge by the end of this month. I'm gonna budget $4 for my bingo savings challenge. So that's gonna be basically $1 per week, which means that I will complete 1 square per week on my bingo sheet. And then I am gonna budget $31 for my workout savings challenge. There are 31 days in a month, so that's $1 per day. My goal is to work out every single day, and every single day that I'm active, I save $1. One thing that I will note, if you guys are new, I use primarily prop money because I don't want to have all this cash in my house. So I have my Ally bank account and I have my buckets within Ally. So if you are unfamiliar with Ally, you have your savings account, and then you have 10 different buckets within that savings account. So think of the savings account as your binder, and then your buckets are your individual envelopes. So that's kind of how Ally is set up, which is why I like using it that way. And then you also make interest off of all of the money combined in that one savings account. So I know a lot of people use Capital One, and Capital One is fine. I used to use it when I first kind of started the sinking funds, but the only thing that I don't like about Capital One is that you're not gonna make a lot of interest. Yes, the interest rate is high with Capital One. However, if you have 20 different sinking funds and you've got maybe you've got $100 in one sinking fund, and you've got $50 in one savings account, and you've got maybe $10 in one, you're only gonna make interest off of those small individual amounts. Versus with Ally, I'm gonna make interest off of all of the money that I have in that one savings account, which is why now I'm making about $45-ish per month in interest. So that's just a little tidbit for you if you're thinking about opening up a high yield savings account. Now, you do what you want. If you want to do Capital One, you can definitely do that because they allow you to open up a bunch of different savings accounts. But, you know, just explaining why I use Ally Bank. So yeah, I kind of went off on a tangent, but just to kind of reel it back in, I have already moved that money over to my savings account. So I've already hit those goals in those buckets. So now you may be thinking, how is this weekly budgeting gonna look? So I'll pull the weekly budget up on the screen as well, so you guys can kind of see how that goes. Okay, so here is the weekly budget. So this is for the week of the 1st through the 7th. So the first 7 days of the month. As you can see, I've got my income listed there, $2678.69. My expenses for this very first week are gonna be $1713.57, which would leave me with $965.12. So a lot of my bills are gonna come out this week: rent, Verizon, internet, debt, HP Inc., and buffer. The only bill that is not gonna come out this week is my Bluehost. So for my cash envelopes, and maybe I'll like pop up a side by side, so I'll pop up the monthly budget over here and then the weekly budget over here, and then you guys can kind of compare it as I go through it. But you see how on the left side I have my $250 for my groceries? That's for the entire month. I just divided that by 4. So each week I'm gonna budget $62.50 for my groceries. As far as my personal, I'm gonna budget $20 for this week. I'm gonna budget $20 for home and then $20 for miscellaneous. I'm not budgeting anything for eating out. I'm not budgeting anything for gas because I've already gotten gas, and I don't really plan on eating out this week. So all of that is going to total $122.50. I will be moving over that $300 to my Roth IRA. That is an automatic deposit. I'm going to put $25 into my emergency fund, and then I'm going to invest $25 this week into my Robinhood account. So all of that totals $350. And then I'm going to budget $323 for my sinking funds and my savings challenges. So I think I pretty much covered everything that I feel like I needed to cover. I hope I'm not forgetting anything. But if you have any questions, feel free to drop them down below in the comments. I'd be happy to answer them. I know it might be a little bit confusing, and at first I was a little bit confused when I was trying to figure out what I was going to do, how I was going to proceed. So I really appreciate you guys watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something from it. If you did, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, comment, share, hit that notification bell so that you never miss another upload. I hope you guys have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your week. Stay safe, be blessed, and until next time, peace.